Eve paints.
Hey folks, welcome to another 3D printing Patreon preview. I have 87 campaigns to share with you today. Quick content warning, some of these campaigns contain pinup style models. I've left a link in the description to a video discussing why that needs a content warning. That said, let's get started. First up, Iconic Minis have another adventurer for you, this time with a crossbow and sword. Fired Up is the November set from 2 Moronic Miniatures. This is a Daemonic Tutor from Magic the Gathering by Stormcrow. This is a Cherub and a second set of dice from the Surreal Factory. Here's the full November release from Jerry GM. Here's an Avian Wanderer from Blue Wyvern Minis. Admiral Apocalypse has a good selection of Wild Forest miniature bases this month. Here is a Brick Carrier, a Human Driver, and a Polycannon from Your Neighbor Knight Minis. Ratman Forge has a Necromunda model with upgradable equipment this month. Arcanum Workshop is working on dragons for December. Hollow Miniatures have Elven Grey Watchers and a Bolt Thrower. Daddy Dungeon and Intorni have a new Alchemist Slab and a Lighthouse going up in their Dam District. Maps and Monsters is working on Goblins for next month. Bob Naismith has some laboratory workers and a couple bounty hunters. This is Futaba Sakura from Persona 5 by Rubim. Random Miniatures has a bunch of GI Bros this month. Celia Miniatures has Ronin and Samurai Chibis. Here's a German World War I Marienwagen tank prototype from Panzerprinter. Fable Table is working on the main battle tank for their Imperial Guard, including more realistic weapon options. This is a work-in-progress War Drake from Star Pharaoh Foundry. The third November release from Claudio Cassini Art is this Terrible Coatl. Here is a preview of Valkyrie Cavalry coming from Labyrinth Models. Red Nebular is working on 10mm Behemoth Battle Beasts. Here is Survivor Pack 13 and Zoe from Vault Z. Peculiar Companions has an army of small-scale humans with 15th to 16th century Muscovite and Cossack aesthetics. This is a work-in-progress Dracolnir from Cursed Forge Miniatures. Here's a peek at what Orc King is preparing for a December release. Crosslances has 3 Elven Archers this week. The Cruel Swamps are the November release from 3D Hexes. Legend Builds has a trio of Acini Barbarian Archers. Here's a Crow Witch from Naga Minis. Dragons Lake Miniatures has Irina, the Ice Queen, and Cossacks this month. Here's a Happy Yeti from Role Playing Miniatures. Here are Work in Progress Elves from Gloomy Kid Minis. A Princess and Another Knight. More previews of Galad Miniatures next set. Sable Badger has leaf pattern bases, sci-fi doorways, tiles and shipping containers, and silver bayonet tokens. This is Vlad Sepesh, the Cursed Knight, from Albino Raven Miniatures. This work-in-progress Imperator Praetorian from Surrogate Miniatures is sure to catch some attention. Across the Realms has essential NPCs this month, with a Halfling Thief, a Scholar, Guardsman, Thugs, and more. Greenskin Miniatures has small-scale ogres, an orc hero, and goblins. Drunk Mago Cellar has a preview of their Bone Spirits, coming soon. Here's a glimpse of what's to come from Battle Yak Miniatures. Here are some loot crates and sci-fi scatterterrain from Imitation of Life Miniatures. Top Minis is working on a Robocop model for their next release. Here's previews of all the minis and tile sets that Aether Studios will be releasing and adding to this month. This is the first of the Light Space Elves from Imperatum Art. Mini Rat Studio has some small-scale pikemen and light cavalry this month. Goonmaster Games has more work-in-progress Monkey King models, this time a little more chibi. Kurzluck Miniatures is working on an old knight leading his men-at-arms into war. This Swedish Coastal Ranger is a preview of Turn-Based Miniatures' November release. Hell Creator is working on Commander Shepard for December. Here's a Nova Raptor, a teaser for the Starscales army from Clay Beast Creations. Epic's End Stuffs is working on various different sorts of infantry this month. Big Mr. Tong has some Skelly Archers, Squid Game Guards, and Combine Security. A couple previews from Titan Troll Miniatures, Jake the Dog and a Wicker Fence. This is Cobb from Knucklebones, and a work in progress, Henricus the Witch Hunter. Dice Heads have 2 adventure guilds of Dinofolk this month, Herbivores and Carnivores. Ronin Arts Workshop has a Woman Descending Staircase, a Succubus, some Day of the Dead styled figures, cyber doggos, and more. Here's a preview of some crossbowmen coming from Caballero Miniatures in December. Here's a dwarf termite assault squad and their drill vehicle from Kyoshu Neko Miniatures. This is the first of the December Goblins from Twin Goddess Miniatures. Here's a few Christmas decorations from Duncan Shadow, as well as a few Otterfolk. Soulforge Studios has a fleet of Aeon Tact Federation light cruisers this month. Vivictus Miniatures is working on some mercenaries. Monstrous Encounters is making some fantasy scatter terrain for next month. The Incredible Hulk Chibi is ready to download from 3DXM, and this Hordak Motu Chibi is coming soon. Here's a Chun-Li Chibi from Chibi STL, as well as a work-in-progress Ninja Turtles set. This is a Mammoth Giant from DM Stash. Here's a Time Fiend, Spider Merchant, and a Battle Djinn coming from Rocket Pig Games in December. New previews from Last Sword Miniatures include a Paymaster with Guard and Wagon, as well as a Baroness, an Elven Gate, and a Carnosaur. This is a Manta Assault Speeder and Count Dooku, coming in December from Seb Miniatures. Here's the completed Skull Lord from Yasashi Kyojin Studio. From Great Grimoire, here's an Owl Archivist and a trio of Sand Mercenaries. A couple new models from Printed Obsession, here's a Petaled Pseudo-Dragon and a Prismatic Centipede. Here's more Rotten Furniture from Gamescape 3D, as well as some Ballista Nests and an Underdark Toll Station. Here's a sneak peek at 3D Art Digital's November Unicorns, Light and Dark. Coming out of Gear Guts' Mech Shop, we have a Crude Cruiser, Clawwalkers, Sneaky Bruisers, a Kabooma Bomber, Snaz Guns, and more. Here's a teaser of the Doggos coming to Forest Dragon's small-scale Despoilers army in December. Channel patron Papsicels has a couple community remixes of their Skull Hunters, as well as some exclusive dropship options for their top-tier patrons, and a peek at the Gigarian Arachnid hybrids coming in December. Lost Kingdom Miniatures has more of the undead Egypt aesthetic they do so well, with an Amun-Re Temple, a Creo Sphinx, Canoptic Guard, Bone Colossus, and several squads of troops. From The Printing Goes Ever On, here is part 2 of Chapter 16, The Ashen Rangers. One giant mini for Gomek's fantasy tier. Looks like another member of their Eastern-themed orcs. White Werewolf Tavern is releasing a November Snowstorm with Helga the Frost Witch, Krovar the Undying, Ice and Frost Skellies, Giants, and more. Here's a teaser of the Land of Sand that Cyberforge will be bringing in December. New December minis from Epic Miniatures include a Dragon Slayer, Ballista, Legendary Hero, Musketeers, Lady Roseheart, a whole freaking castle with Knights and Cursed King, female Falcon Knights, Cyclopses, Earth Elementals, and a Magma Tyrant. MZ4250 has 4 giant animals from Appendix A: apes, badgers, bats, and boars, as well as an Owlfolk Cleric, several Eldritch Cannons, and male and female Lion Drakes. And finally, from Titanforge Miniatures, here's a quick teaser of their December Badlands set. That's all for now. Huge thanks to all my patrons on Patreon. Your support really means a lot to me. Check back Tuesday for another Kickstarter countdown. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.